Greetings, everyone, and I am so grateful that you are here. It's Sharon Jameson, and this week during my coaching programs, I had some great ahas and some great conversations that I wanted to take you behind the scenes to see if those questions might also support you. One of the biggest questions I received this week is, where do I go from here? In the midst of all that's happening in the world, in the midst of our crumbling institutions and industries, in this midst of this great resignation where people are making decisions not to return to jobs that are toxic and overwhelming, when people are still getting sick, what can you do? What can you do now when the world feels so out of out of stability, when the world feels unpredictable? What do you do now when there's so much disruption, not only in our institutions, but in our homes and in our own hearts? I want to share just 4 things to keep in mind that I think are still critical to help you pursue and to move toward your vision, your goals, your dreams, your dharma. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what is the smallest step that I can take right now? Because there's so many changes in the world. Making a big change can feel overwhelming. It can feel not even doable. But what is the smallest change that you can make? Is it the change in your behavior, in your beliefs, in your patterns? Is there a way that you can change how you're connecting with yourself and with others? What is the smallest step that you can take that will move you forward toward what you desire most? That is the first question. What is the smallest step? The second question is, what memories do you want to create? I know that right now we are all looking for ways to create memories of joy and abundance, memories that we can hold on to when things get tough. What memories are you desiring to create, not only for yourself, but for your family? The third thing is, what would move you toward more pleasure and rest? I know in our culture, we get a bad rep when we need to slow down and sit down. But the challenge is, how can we sit down in a way that brings rejuvenation, that brings restoration, that brings reconciliation? How can we sit down in a way that allow our minds and bodies and spirits to get into formation and get into alignment so we can make decisions that are heart-centered and value-based, decisions that not only honor our humanity, but honor the humanity and dignity of others? What decisions can we make? And that will help you look at how to reprioritize or recalibrate your life so that you can have, experience, enjoy, express more of what you desire. The next question could be, what can you do to connect more with community? We all have been in this space of isolation. And we know that isolation is not good for the soul, it's not good for the spirit. We were created to be in communion and in community with each other. So think about what decisions, even small, can help you reconnect to people that re-energize you, that reground you, anchors you, so you don't feel so alone and isolated and alienated in this midst of continued, prolonged quarantine. And the last question is, what can you do? The smallest action you can take to bring you back home to yourself, to help you come back to your soul, to your truth, to your desires. What is the smallest decision that you can make to make you feel, help you feel more well, more wealthy, more worthy, more worthwhile? think of those answers, think of those questions. Then after you think of your questions, then question your answers to make sure you are reckoning and wrestling and revisiting all of the beliefs and patterns and habits that served us well in the last version of who we are. But as we are evolving and up leveling our identity and upgrading our consciousness and up leveling who we desire to be, ask yourself those questions. And then if you feel like it, I would love to hear your thoughts. Again, thanks so much for listening to the behind the scenes of what's happening with Deciding to Soar. And I'm really grateful that you're here. I'm really grateful that you give me an opportunity to share my heart and to share some of my aha moments with you. And if there's any aha moments that you feel others will benefit from, please share it with me and let me share it out. I think right now, collective wisdom will suit our cases. And the more collective wisdom, the time-tested wisdom, the more knowledge and beliefs that are grounded in truth and grounded in dignity, that grounded in justice are the beliefs that we need to challenge the ethos of the world. So thanks so much. Blessings to you and hope to see you next week.